Welcome to the next video in HR Assured's Quick Tips series. I'm Bethany Silverman, Senior Workplace Relations Consultant at HR Assured. In today's video, we'll be discussing sexual harassment in the workplace and the associated WHS risks that go with it. This video is part 1 in a 3-part series on sexual harassment. Keep an eye out for part 2 and part 3. Sexual harassment is pervasive in Australian workplaces. However, research shows as little as 17% of workers who experience sexual harassment actually report the conduct. It may simply be that people are not reporting sexual harassment because they do not know how, they don't feel it's serious enough, or they don't feel safe and supported to do so. Sexual harassment is an unwelcome sexual advance, unwelcome request for sexual favours, or other unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature, which makes a person feel offended, humiliated, and/or intimidated, where a reasonable person would anticipate that reaction in the circumstances. The Sex Discrimination Act makes sexual harassment unlawful. It is also unlawful for a person to be victimised for making or proposing to make a complaint of sexual harassment. Examples of sexual harassment can include unwelcome touching, staring or leering, suggestive comments or jokes, sexually explicit pictures or posters, unwanted invitations to go out on dates, intrusive questions about a person's private life or body, unnecessary familiarity, such as deliberately brushing up against a person, insults or taunts based on sex, or sexually explicit physical contact, emails, or text messages. A person who sexually harasses is primarily responsible for the sexual harassment. However, employers and others can be held responsible under the Sex Discrimination Act for acts of sexual harassment committed by their employees or agents. It is therefore important that employers appropriately manage risk to reduce liability. Sexual harassment can happen at a worker's usual workplace, where a worker is working remotely, such as their home, in a place where the worker is undertaking work at a different location, such as at a client's home or office, where the worker is engaging in a work-related activity, such as a conference, training, a work trip, or corporate event, such as a Christmas party, or by phone, email, or online. Generally speaking, and noting that each state has different WHS legislation, an employer must provide and maintain a working environment which is free and safe from risks to health. This includes considering the physical work environment, work systems, and workplace policies. Sexual harassment is a workplace hazard which is known to cause psychological and physical harm. Employers must therefore do what they can to eliminate or minimise the health and safety risks of sexual harassment in the workplace. They can do so by identifying the hazards, assessing the associated risks, implementing control measures to eliminate and minimise those risks, and regularly reviewing those control measures to ensure they remain effective. Employers could be in breach of WHS laws if they fail to provide a safe working environment. This may mean that complainants can report risks of sexual harassment in the workplace to WHS regulators, and those regulators may exercise powers of inspection to ensure there has been compliance with WHS laws. Depending on the circumstances, the WHS regulator may be involved. For example, you may need to notify your state or territory WHS regulator if an incident of sexual harassment is a notifiable incident.